Hello! Soon we will enter the building weeks. Means that your ideas you have now imagined and engineered have to be put on a piece of paper, a technical drawing. That is the set you need in order to build that. That's the main source of the communication. Myself and everyone else, for instance, George, will help you to build these things, but in order to make so, you have to make sure that the construction drawings are at a quality that you understand what you need and what you can build and communicate with that. So therefore, what types of technical drawings are there? If we have a look at this wonderful book that shows components from a bicycle. In principle, it's a nice overview of the history of bike components, all in a sort of technical style, but if you look at them, they explain not what they are made out of. Sometimes you may see that, but they don't have any measurements, they don't tell you how they are made, and therefore they are nice to illustrate. This is a section through a building, and in this case it is most likely used in order to explain how the wind runs through the building, enters the chimney, so it's a explanation of the working principle of this Egypt house. So it tells building physics, the climate concept that you are most likely not able to see. You can also see here, for instance, these window frames. This is a technical drawing for architects. I'm missing here the hatching, so this is a wooden frame, and you see the measurements that describes the height and the width of the profiles, which are important for the architecture, for your design, so you know exactly how thick the frame will be, the opening part, the glazing part. Here on the right-hand side, you can see a hybrid version, which has an aluminium front and wooden basic basis profile. Also the measurements here, but they're not as precise as if you could actually build them. They are for the architects to inform about the major dimensions. And on the other side, for instance, there's the Ikea manual. This is an assembly manual. So when you buy a furniture, you get this set of drawings. They tell you exactly how to put together your little box. They show the order of things, but they don't tell you out of which material they are. You already have them in front of you. They don't tell where the holes are placed. They're already pre-drilled. They don't tell you the measurements, where to put the holes and how deep. So this is a set of drawings that is needed to assemble it. From you, and that's now up to you, we have to make sure that you start drawings that describe everything you need to make it by yourself. And if you break a leg and your teammates have to take over, they have to know what they need. So let's have a look. Standard drawings, they are following a couple of rules. Let's, for instance, face with this little block here, could be a profile. We draw it with a bold, fat line. That is the symbol for a cut through. Here we add the hatching. This would be in these three lines a wood, for instance. And we put these measurements here, and we can also, with this little notch, describe it by the measurements, and that's already the first profile. Give it a name, profile A or whatsoever, and then you have to tell your colleagues how long it has to be cut. On the other side, for instance, take this little piece of plate with a hidden hole. You can see this by the dotted line, that it is somehow from the back. A elevation from the right side will already show how deep this element is, and a view from a top shows the overall dimensions, and therefore you have a good clue of what this thing is about. We draw this a little bit bigger. We start with the outline, add the thicker line to be cut. Here you can also see a thinner line, that is the line that is hidden from the little thing, and then we start with the measure lines, so we have the height, the depth, and we can also see how deep the element or the hole is. In order to build the entire thing, we still need to know where the position of the hole is, and therefore we do another elevation, now from the other side, and then we have to mark the center point of your hole. I would always advise you to have the center point of a hole. We can also do it from the distance from the edge and then the hole itself. We can also mark the hole with a diameter in many different ways. At least make sure they are clear to read. Sometimes we may not have a 25 millimeter drill, but a 27 or 23, I don't know. It maybe still fits. So therefore, the center would always be important. Also, you have to mention out of which material it is, that you know that it's out of wood, aluminum, or steel, for instance. Could be described next to it, but could be also shown with the right hatches. And if you have this set of drawings, you could hand it over to your teammates. You are able to communicate with me or with Nadia or maybe George in the workshop, whoever is there to help you. But at the same time, you could also see this, and that's what we're asking from you after the building weeks. Send this set of drawings with the right materials. We most likely work with wood, for instance, in the Bucky Lab building weeks, but later on, it's maybe made out of steel or aluminum. So you send out these drawings without any further explanations to someone who can actually produce that. And they are able to read the measurements, they see the quantity of the parts they need, the material it is made out of. Maybe it's already a mentioning of the coating or a paint, powder coated in a different color or whatsoever. So therefore, they should not call you back. And whenever you receive the parts, they are exactly what you ask for. So therefore, have a look. Also ask yourself, whenever you see sketches or drawings, for which purpose are they made? Are they made in order to give an example of how things are made? Do they unveil what's hidden inside? A floor plan, for instance, is just a horizontal section. So we are used to read sections. Or is it a drawing that contains every detail you need to know to make this? Hope that helps. It's not meant to be a drawing lesson, but have a look. There's plenty of books about this, but I hope that this gave a good overview and you are prepared to enter the building weeks with a nice set of drawings that can help you to communicate with your colleagues, with us, and that you know exactly what you have to build. Thanks. See you soon.